How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another SSR Analysis video, and today we are going to be taking a look at TEQ Final Form Cooler, and of course we are going to be taking a look at the Agility Cooler from the barbershop. And as always, if you are new and you enjoy the content, consider hitting that subscribe button, really does help me out. So let's get straight into it with the Agility Cooler from the barbershop. His leader skill gives 2 key and a 50% attack and defensive boost to agility and in type, so the big thing that he is missing from the leader skill, which is debatably the most important stat boost from the leader skill, but unfortunately he doesn't give it, so as a lead he isn't as useful as he could have been. And of course, if we move on to his super attack, he causes supreme damage and lowers defense. His passive skill gives him a 7,500 attack and defensive boost at the start of the turn. His link skills are Strongest Clan in Space, First for Conquest, Cold Judgment, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. So he is the first barbershop unit to get a Dokkan, if I'm not mistaken, and they gave him the Fierce Battle link, which is actually pretty exciting, because if they do this for the other barbershop units, that opens a lot of potential for a lot of the units. So for example, let's take the Instant Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. If he gets Fierce Battle and they get rid of his restriction, he is going to be a very good in-type unit. He already is a very good in-type unit, but because he doesn't necessarily fit too well on a mono-int team, this could increase the likeliness of you using him, because he does have more relevant links, and obviously you want units that have a high damage output, which Gohan would most likely have. But in a way, I do feel like this cooler got shafted just because his card was kind of unsavable from the start, just because of that flat out boost. They did the same with Evil Boo, but he got a much bigger boost. If I'm not mistaken, this cooler only had a 2,500 attack and defensive boost at the start of the turn. And if I'm right, it increased by 5,000, which is a pretty big boost. But if you compare it to the likes of Evil Boo, this is essentially nothing, because at least that 18,000 attack would amount to obviously a high attack stat, and that would allow him to hit extremely hard. And of course, he does have Fierce Battle, which is definitely a positive about this card, but he doesn't have other links like Fear and Faith or Shocking Speed, which again allow him from being put on a mono AGL team, because the main link for an agility team at the moment is probably Shocking Speed. So he isn't even that great on an agility team. Granted, if you don't have that many good units, then you can go ahead and put him in there. However, if you have several agility type units, they will most likely be better than Cooler, so he most likely won't be useful for the players that have been playing for a long time. However, if you are a newer player, he is definitely going to be a decent unit. Honestly, overall, I do feel like he had more potential. They could have at least given him the health increase to his leader skill, and then they could have also changed his passive slightly, potentially given him an even bigger boost, and even given him Fear and Faith. But he is a decent unit, don't get me wrong. Again, it depends on how far into the game you are. Now let's move on to the TEQ Final Form Cooler. His leader skill gives a 30% stat boost and 2 key to agility, physical, and tech types. He causes supreme damage and has a rare chance to stun. He gets a 90% attack boost at the start of the turn, and if we have a look at his links, he has Strongest Clan in Space, First for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Universe's Most Malevolent, and Fierce Battle. So he kind of got shafted, like the physical type. He didn't get Fear and Faith or Shocking Speed, and he isn't self-sufficient, but he is a good unit nonetheless because of how hard he can hit. He also has Fierce Battle, and keep in mind, he also does have that very good leader skill, which reminds me that I'll most likely be using him as a lead just to test out how good of a lead he is, of course. So TEQ, physical, and agility types are incredible unit groups at the moment. I say TEQ is probably the worst unit group at the moment, just simply because they haven't had any new units in a while, so since Merge and Marsu, of course. But the thing about Merge and Marsu is that he doesn't have the greatest links, and if you don't have units that hit extremely hard, then that 10% will obviously start to show. But the point is, he is a good lead nonetheless. He is a great addition to the TEQ type group, despite not having the greatest links. He will most likely not fit too well on a mono TEQ team, because again, he doesn't have any noticeable links, so Shocking Speed would have made a big difference there, even though it is suboptimal. But again, his damage output will most likely make up for that. But despite not having the greatest attack links, he does have some other decent links. For example, he has Big Bad Bosses and Fierce Battle, which are both great attack. Well, Big Bad Bosses is an attack and defensive link, and then of course you have Fierce Battle, who is an attack link. He has Strongest Clan in Space, First for Conquest, which he would most likely share, you know, other Frieza clan units, which I believe Golden Frieza has, correct me if I'm wrong. Overall, he is a decent unit. A bit of a letdown that he didn't get at least Fear and Faith or Shocking Speed. I mean, it would have been a bit of a troll if this cooler got Fear and Faith and the physical type didn't, but I digress. He is still a good unit, and if you manage to pull him, congratulations. TEQ Cooler is obviously better, but he honestly had a better setup from the start. He just had more potential than the agility one did, because of the way that they made the agility one, if that makes any sense. So that is the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.